Hey everyone, it is Yuski here, and welcome back to the second episode of Clash Royale on the channel. I'm very excited to be here. I'm just really stoked, start getting episodes out because we got a lot of good feedback on the last episode. I can't thank you guys enough. And I'll start getting a lot more episodes, hopefully every 2 to 3 days, depending on how busy I am with school, all that good stuff. No, I should really say good and, just bad stuff. But anyways, before I get this video started, I want to ask you guys, what kind of chest opening do you guys want to see in the next few days? I'm not really sure on when I'm going to do the chest opening, but I'm wondering if you guys want to see giant chest or magical chest. I'm not really doing super magical chest for a while, maybe till I hit Arena 8, depends, because you get a lot more value out of Arena 8. So I'm going to ask you guys, you want to see giant chest or magical chest? I'll get a lot more giant chest out than magical chest if I do giant chest. So I want to ask you guys that. And another thing is, I started a new clan called Unit 0. It's UNIT space ZER0. It's not an O at the end, so it's a 0. So if you guys want to join that, it requires 1,000 trophies. And yeah, just join that if you guys want to. If not, that's alright. Just keep watching my content if you guys want to. And let's get straight into the video. Alright, so I have a new deck tech out here today. I've kind of watched other people use this deck, and I've kind of altered it. Basically what it consists of is the arrows, the zap, the rocket, the cannon, the Valkyrie, the goblins, and Hog Rider, as well as the Spear Goblins. This deck's very, very good for playing defense as well as getting that rocket to the other tower. So you're kind of basically just nitpicking at their tower, focusing on maybe taking elixir collectors, spawners, all that good stuff that you can get rid of using the rockets. I substituted, I've recorded this a few days ago, but I substituted the hog with the elixir collector and the arrows with the poison. Elixir collector is very, very good for getting that late game push, getting rocket damage on that tower, using poison on that tower, and using the zap, even the zap on that tower. The Valkyrie is really good for playing defense. It's a really, really good defensive deck, as well as picking at that other person's tower. So I'm going to show you guys a few replays. I've actually won 3 games in a row since using this deck, and it's worked out very, very well for me. So let's get right into the replays. Our first replay, it's against a level 7 named XX, say my name, 25XX, and I give him a sad face because he's level 7. We have a lot more higher troops than them, so we have the advantage in this fight. But what you want to do at the start of the game is hopefully place your cannon, get that defense going, get a solid defense. So when you have that solid defense, you can get the rocket out, so you don't have to worry about losing elixir. So at this moment, I place the cannon down to distract the Hog Rider and bring the bring the wizard in, as well as placing that Valkyrie to take out that wizard, because it's very good, very good. Otherwise the wizard would have taken out my spear goblins, but we got a few hits on that tower, and he placed his fireball. I don't really know why he placed his fireball. So at this moment, I know he's kind of low on elixir, so I place my Hog Rider down, get a few hits, that's worth it. He's gonna spawn his barbarian sound, which it's alright. I would have gotten maybe one more hit. I don't know really why he had to spawn down his barbarians, but we spawn down the Valkyrie about when they get to my tower range, because the Valkyrie is very, very good at taking out barbarians. It gets a lot of damage dished out, and that wizard is just going to get a few hits, as well as spawning that cannon down to take out that wizard, because we want to take a minimum damage as possible. We don't want to lose a tower, because this deck's only good for taking out maybe 1, maybe 2 towers, because it's really, really good at focusing just 1 tower, since that rocket really goes to work. Like I said, the elixir collector really goes to work for getting us elixir, for pushing that rocket on the other side. And I used my rocket on him because we had the goblins as well. He doesn't have if he used this fireball in that situation, it would have not been worth it. Of course, we used the zap, on those minions, because the arrows, isn't really worth it unless he has like a lot of troops coming in that you can't take those troops out with the arrows, because the zap would just get those troops at half health, and all those troops would come to my tower and probably get a lot of damage dished out. So it's always good to have a poison spell, arrows, zap, one of those 3, and we get a nice little push here. We get 2 hits on the tower, I believe, and any damage dealt on that tower will be worth it. And it's in rocket and arrow range, so if you use the arrow as well as a rocket, we'll take that tower out. So at this point, we kind of want to play defense, spawn our Valkyrie down, as well as use the rocket. That rocket, I wasn't expecting to take out all those troops. It's just, I don't know really why I used my rocket. And at this moment, he wasted a freeze, so I know we have to do like a little push right here, because he is kind of lower on elixir, but he's all stacked up now. So we're going to try to push that tower with the rocket as well as the arrows. So we hit the arrows so we know we can take it out with the rocket, because the rocket is very, very good. You kind of want to undercover that later in the last minute of the game, because if you use it in early in game, you're going to have like a lot of elixir gone, so that's always good to use. Another good idea is to use the rocket when there's troops passing by. So let's say there's a giant passing by their tower. That's when you spawn the rocket down, so you can get damage on that tower as well as the giant. So we win this game pretty easily, and I'll see you guys back in the second replay. Alright, our second attack is against the level 8, the Doctor 1979, and I'm really sorry if I talk too much. I probably do. I probably need to show more gameplay than a lot more talking, so I do apologize about that. But I'm just trying to help you guys, help you guys get better, showing you what to use, what kind of combos you want to use in this deck. So the rocket, like I said, is very, very good. Early game, if you want, if they place down like a low costing troop, maybe 2 to 3 elixir, you can spawn that with the rocket, as well as if they spawn an elixir collector right by their tower. That's when you want to use the rocket as well to take out that elixir collector as well as do some damage on the tower. So like I said, this deck's very, very good for around Arena 3 and up. You can substitute a lot of things in. For like the Hog Rider, you can use the Prince if you want. I mean, the Prince isn't as good. You can use a Giant as well. Excuse me. But the Hog Rider, like I said, I'm not really using it anymore. It deals pretty good damage if you know how to use it, but like I said, I kind of wanted to rotate and mainly focus on defense as well as getting a lot of damage on that tower. And this is a good point to use my rocket. As you can see, it takes out half the Royal Giant's health, takes out the Musketeer. It gets that tower very, very low, so it's very, very good. As well as using it against the 3 Musketeers. I realized he didn't have the 3 Musketeers, otherwise I would have saved it. But a really good combination to use on the 3 Musketeers is the arrow and zap. As you'll see in a few seconds, I'm going to spawn my minions, Spear Goblins on the right side. He's going to spawn his 3 Musketeers on the left side. And a really good combo, watch this. I use the lightning spell and I use the arrows to use against those 3 Musketeers. And I do use 5 elixir against, I think I would say 11 elixir, yeah, the 3 Goblins as well as the 3 Musketeers. So yeah, I use 5 elixir against 11 elixir. So it's a very, very good trade. And I use the rocket because I have nothing else to place. This is something I hardly ever do, and I don't really recommend doing. I probably could have baited those troops out with the cannon, but I didn't really have them at that point. So a really good thing to focus on is that P.E.K.K.A. Excuse me. I can't really speak. But at this point, I want to take out that tower. I know I'm safe. I want to play some defense, and I'll just use that. Maybe the arrows, maybe the rocket later on. But I get that tower to 4 health. Just look at it, it's sitting at 4 health, so we'll just zap it, why not? And we basically have this game in the bag as well as we play defense, and that's the point I use my rocket on. I take out 1 Musketeer. I should have placed it a little bit back, but we placed the Valkyrie as well, so all those Musketeers are really low, and I'm just going to speed it up to finish the game.
The countdown has just begun. Are you ready?
Alright guys, now I'm going to kind of do a summary like I did last video. You guys really seem to enjoy a little combos, what to use for each troop. I'm going to show you guys here in a second. So 2 very good things to use, a really good combo to use is the Valkyrie and Hog combo. Like I said, I don't really use the Hog anymore. I traded in for Elixir Collector. I might have 3 troops, but that's fine. It's just mainly used for defense as well as getting that rocket off. So something really, really good to use is the Valkyrie and Hog Rider. So what you do is you spawn the Valkyrie kind of at the bridge moment, and once the Valkyrie spawns, you spawn a Hog Rider behind it, and that pushes the Valkyrie to their base, so it takes out all of those, skeletons, goblins, spear goblins that really good at countering the hogs, so you can push them, kind of cheat in a way. They push it to the tower, and it gets a lot of damage. The Valkyrie's really good at tanking. If you can actually get the tower to focus the Valkyrie, that's very good, as the Hog Rider will get a lot of damage on that tower. Another good thing to use, like I said, is an Elixir Collector for the Hog Rider and a Poison for the arrows. The Poison goes to work on that tower, can go to work on defenses, it can go to work on all troops, and it can just go to work on a lot of different things. So yeah, that's basically it. And like I said, the rocket's just good for nitpicking the other team's tower early game if they're spawning a troop, but right by their tower, or if they're spawning an Elixir Collector, if they're spawning a spawner. So all those good things are good. You want to keep track of your elixir. If you get caught in a moment where you have no elixir and they're pushing, you're basically screwed, because once they get a good starting push, you can't really counter it. So that's pretty much the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, leave a like. I really appreciate those likes. Let's aim for 10 likes. I believe we can do it. And I'll see you guys next time in the next video. So peace out, everybody.